To rid the world of insecurity is perhaps maybe ridding the world of perfection. Do you agree? Because insecurity comes from perfection. We want to look perfect. We want to speak perfect. We want to talk perfect. You know, when I get up in the morning and I take a shower and I get ready for the day, I just kind of flex in the mirror. What do I got? What do I got today? Because I'm trying for perfection. Isn't that interesting? When I create websites or I create graphics, I want them to look perfect. I'll spend hours and hours trying to make them look perfect. We all want to be perfect. And that's where insecurity comes from. How do we teach ourselves to not be perfect and be okay with it? How do we teach ourselves to look in the mirror and go, wow, I'm beautiful. I'm hot stuff. I honestly believe it. How do we create our businesses and not let them be perfect? You know, I had making some marketing stuff for my company right now, and I suck at grammar and I suck even more at spelling. But for somebody to follow me around and try to fix my spelling and fix my grammar is a lot of work. It has to be a full-time person, and I'm not in that position right now to have that. And friends will reach out all the time, but they don't really realize what they're getting themselves into, so I don't even go there. But I was showing somebody the other day, and they're like, yeah, I wouldn't buy from you because you got misspellings on your page, or your grammar's all wrong. I just wouldn't buy from you. And I'm good, you know, in the back of my head, I'm going, what in the effing are you thinking saying that? You're probably lying to yourself for one, but why would you look for perfection there? Why don't you just look for the perfection in what I've got, what I'm trying to sell? And the first things that come out of, well, if you can't spell, you can't sell me anything. Is that true? Is it true that if we're not perfect, you're not pretty enough, you're not smart enough, you're not good enough, you can't sell? Absolutely not. It's absolutely not a true statement. Most websites out there are the most unpretty websites are the most successful websites. My past business had more spelling and grammar mistakes on the website than my stuff ever has now. And I used to work about 3 to 4 hours a week and make well into the 6 figures income off that grammar, off that text. So I try not to believe into it, because the facts are that it doesn't really matter. It just matters to those people that it matters to. But the majority it doesn't matter to, because they may be looking at the full picture. They're looking at the idea, not the perfection. So in a few weeks, actually next week, I'll be interviewing Sean Stevenson, who is set the goal to rid the world of insecurity. And I'm trying to dig into how I see this happening. How are we going to talk about this? And how are we going to help each other, help my listeners understand this? This is on my mind. This is very interesting. I'm here to tell you I don't have a solution besides be secure and rid yourself of insecurity one by one. And that's how the world will go from insecure to secure, is to not look in the mirror and go, ah, or go in the mirror and go, ah, I love this. And as we see all the time, release imperfected materials and try to perfect them later. See, there's a contradiction here, because success comes from competitiveness. Success comes from drive. Success comes from perfecting your product. So there's some sort of equilibrium of balance that has to happen between the two. We can't just go out and, or maybe not, but maybe it's hard to not go and perfect your thing. I think to a level you have to perfect things, which then would somehow creep in insecurity. So how do we perfect things without creeping in insecurity is the answer we're looking for. How do we get dressed in the morning? How do we prepare ourselves? How do we say, screw it, I'm going out in front of people without makeup when I wear makeup every single day? How do I go out and be on video in my pajamas, in my t-shirt, in an awful background? How do we say screw it to insecurity and just do it? The world shows us that people that do rid themselves of insecurity become very successful in a multitude of ways: wealth, happiness, connection. And the ones that struggle with it, some are wealthy, some are not. Anyway, I would love your feedback on this. I'm just trying to circle around it, and I don't think I fully can unless I go to authentic. It all revolves back to authentic, and that's what I'm practicing here today, is trying to be authentic on camera and throw aside the fact that, oh, I'm not ready, my hair is gray, my nose is too big, or I'm not dressed right, I'm wearing my Wicked Ride shirt. Good subject, isn't it? How do we rid the world of insecurity? And is it revolved around perfection? I'd love your feedback.
You're watching the 5 Minute Bark Podcast on YouTube. If you like this episode, you just may like many more. Subscribe today by clicking the red subscribe button in the top right-hand corner.